Chapter 1. If someone had told 10-year-old me that in 4 years I'd have a bakery job and that my birth dad, who I didn't even know at the time, would be my co-worker, I would have looked at them like they had two heads. It was totally unbelievable. But now it was happening.
"Hey, little T,"
Marcus said as he got out of the passenger side of Grandma's car. "Hey, Big T." I gave him a hug. Little T and Big T were our new nicknames for each other, short versions of Little Tomato, what Marcus called me when he wrote me letters from prison, and Big Tomato. We got into the car, and I said hello to Grandma. She had agreed to drive me and Marcus to Ari's Cakes, since Marcus had gotten his driver's license reactivated a week ago, but didn't have a car to drive yet. "Ready to go?" Grandma asked from the driver's seat. Her earrings, which were made of small translucent shells, jangled as she twisted in her seat to talk to me. "Yup." "Are you excited?" I asked Marcus from the back seat, "or nervous?"
"I guess both," he said with a laugh, "but more excited. It'll be nice to make cupcakes in the kitchen instead of the boring, tasteless meals I helped cook in prison."
"Is that the only thing you're excited about?" I asked. "The baking?" Marcus pretended to think.
"Yeah." He paused. "I think that's it."
I leaned forward in my seat and nudged him in the shoulder. He laughed.
"Of course I'm excited to work with you."
He looked back at me and smiled.
"It's the best part of this whole job."
I smiled back. "Same here." When we got to Beacon Hill, Marcus and I said goodbye to Grandma and walked inside the bakery. I breathed in the comforting smells of sugar and frosting mixed with coffee. I looked around the shop and soaked it all in. The cupcakes displayed behind the glass counter in a rainbow of colors, including my Fruit Loop cupcake recipe, which Ari still sold 2 years later. The pale blue walls that matched the Ari's Cakes t-shirt I was wearing. The little bud vases holding fresh flowers that sat on every table and next to the cash register. The ambient, cheery music playing lightly over the speakers. This was my home away from home. I waved at Gabe, who was currently taking orders. There were a few customers in line already.
"Zoe, perfect timing," he said.
"Hey," I said, "I'm just going to put my backpack away." I followed Marcus to the kitchen and left my bag in a cubby. Ariana waved at us from across the kitchen, where she was helping Vincent with something. "Hey, you two. Marcus, grab an apron and come over. We have a big order to work on. Zoe, Gabe will get you settled up front." "Okay." I stood there for a second and watched Marcus put his apron on over his jeans and black t-shirt. I wished I got to wear one, but since I wasn't working in the kitchen, it wasn't part of my uniform anymore. I was finally old enough to work full-time at the bakery all summer and get paychecks just like every other employee. But because I wasn't 16 years old, I wasn't legally allowed to bake in the kitchen. I'd gotten away with helping in the kitchen as an intern because I hadn't been an official employee. I'd only helped for a couple of hours once a week. Now that I was old enough, I had to follow the rules. I'd work Monday through Friday at the front of the shop. At least I'd get to do more than fold boxes and refill napkin dispensers. I was allowed to take cupcake orders, pack them, and use the cash register.
"All right, little T," Marcus said. "Wish me luck."
"You don't need luck. You got this." Marcus grinned wide.
"You too."
As I stood there watching Marcus go over to Ariana and Vincent, I felt like the parent watching their kid go off to their first day of school. There was a tiny bit of envy in my gut since Marcus would get to bake. I wondered what the big order Ariana mentioned was, and if it involved a